is I would have told you that this was probably like the worst case I could ever imagine. Like I couldn't even fathom what was happening around me, especially with my business. And that it felt like it was the kiss of death to a business that I had worked on building for 10 years, to have it just yanked right out from underneath me. And I talk about in my chapter how I evolved into this new brand, Bold Moves Boss. But I was thinking about it this morning, and I actually think and believe now that it potentially was the best thing that ever happened to my business. It's not been easy, but in a lot of ways it has been good because I had gotten very comfortable in my business. It was going very well. We were very successful. And in 2019, if the world had not shut down in 2020, then today I would still be doing things in my business the way I was doing them in 2019. And here's the real kicker on that. I would have been okay with it because I wouldn't have known any different. I just would have continued doing the things the way I had been doing them. And I would have continued to build my business the way I had built it over the 8 years at that time, going into 2020. But when everything came to a complete stop and my business stalled out, essentially, it forced me to expand. It forced me to go out and learn a lot of new things. It forced me to evolve into a better version of how I show up in the world and a better version of how I serve you. The other part of it was that I would have never met Kim Ward. I would have never been brave enough to do a Facebook Live ever, ever. And I do talk about my first Facebook Live experience. And I swear, like, I've left all the old videos up there. Go out there, take a look. If you think you can't do it, I am living proof right here and now to say that you totally can. And you're going to look ridiculous the first few times. Just learn to laugh at yourself. Because I do. I laugh at myself all the time. So I sucked it up and I got over that hurdle. I got over a lot of hurdles. And ironically, what's funny about all of that is that as I started to show up in the world and really step into my authentic self and sort of, reclaim my power that I had turned over to just everything and everyone around me going into 2021 and 22, I got pushback on it and I hadn't expected that. So, when you're evolving and you're growing and you're expanding as a person and as a professional, whether you have a business or not, if it's in your career, and anytime you're stepping up and stepping into what your purpose and passion is, and you're working to show up in a different way, there will be people who might not be ready for that. It might sting your ego a bit right out of the gate, but eventually you'll reach a place, I know I did, where you just understand that it isn't personal. It's just that maybe they've outgrown you or you've outgrown them. And it is time to evolve. And so I like to tell people that I'm sort of a unicorn in a field of horses, because what makes me different from most coaches and consultants is that I can work with my clients to really figure out what's causing the overwhelm for them in their business and in their life, because overwhelm is a symptom of something else. And there are a lot of reasons that we find ourselves in overwhelm and that it shows up as that symptom. And frustration usually goes hand in hand with overwhelm. And it is also a symptom of something else. So we have to identify that. And the other thing that I'm able to do is, because I have a very good understanding of the technology that we're using in our businesses today with the automation and, finding ways to work smarter, to work more efficiently. So we're leveraging the time that we do get to focus on the things that we must do to advance our goals, that you can work more efficiently and effectively with more impact in those pockets of time, because we're accessing the resources that are available to us and putting them to the correct use. It's all one big ball of wax, right? We start a business because we're passionate about something, and more often than not, it's because you were compelled to break away from a traditional structure as an employee, or even as maybe, C-suite or a manager in an organization, because you wanted to go out and blaze your own trail and really step into feeling fulfilled between work and your personal life. And we get out there and we realize that there's a lot to it. It's not as easy as it looks on YouTube or TikTok or anywhere else. There's a lot that goes into it. The best thing that you can do is find people that can mentor you through that process and can help you tap into resources. That gets tricky when you're in the startup phase because you're walking a very thin line between time and money and resources. Not a lot coming in, you have a lot going out sometimes. But if you can find your tribe and find a mentor that can help you through that, you'd be surprised at what you can accommodate with the money that you do have, and how sometimes spending some money can get you a lot further so that you're advancing faster in your business, you're growing faster than sort of struggling and getting stuck in your own quagmire. And that causes you to get clients faster and generates money coming into your business a lot faster than sitting at your desk every day, pounding your head into your keyboard. So the quiz that I have for you is designed to identify which mythical creature represents your company. And each of those mythical creatures, a unicorn, a dragon, a griffin, and a phoenix, ironically, they all have certain personality traits. If you look them up online, you'll see that there's a lot of myths and legends around them and that they show up and present themselves in different ways. And our businesses do the same way. And because our businesses are usually an extension of us, we're showing up in different ways as well. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. And what you'll get is when you do the quiz, of course, we have to, pull that information down from the astral plane, unicorns, dragons, griffins, and phoenixes. I don't have them here in my office with me. So once they deliver their detailed report, on what exactly that means for your business, you'll get some insight on what it means as to where you are in your business today, some things that you can put into action, because I'm all about action, to advance your business tomorrow. And help you bridge the gap, essentially, with a strategy and resources to help you get from point A to point B.